Okay, so welcome to Solving Mixed Numbers. This is a how-to on multiplication and division of mixed numbers. The first step in multiplying a mixed number is to identify the parts of the problem. So there is the whole number, or the number in front of the fraction, the numerator, or the number on top of the fraction, and the denominator, or the number on the bottom of the fraction. In this illustration, we're going to be using the different colors to kind of show each part of the problem. So you can see here we've got our whole number, our numerator, and our denominator on each side of the multiplication sign. So now that we've identified the parts of the problem, we insert an actual mixed number, and we're going to solve for 2 5/8 multiplied by 3 1/8. So here's our problem. You can see our whole number's in red, our numerator is in blue, and our denominator is in green. So the easiest way to solve is by converting the mixed number into an improper fraction. So to do this, we multiply the denominator, the green number, by the whole number, and then add the numerator. This will give us our new numerator for the improper fraction. So here you can see we've got our green denominator, our red whole number, our blue numerator, and then we're going to have our new numerator for the improper fraction in purple. So the denominator remains the same on both sides of the multiplication sign, and we place the new denominators on top. So what this looks like, once we've done our multiplication, we come up with, on the left side of the multiplication sign, we're going to have 21 on top over that original denominator of 8. And then on the right hand side of the multiplication sign, we're going to have 25 as our new denominator, and 8 as the original denominator. So now we just multiply the denominators and numerators independently, so we have a new numerator and denominator. So we're going to go purple times purple, our top two numerators, giving us another new numerator in light purple there. And then you see our two light green denominators. We're going to multiply them by each other, giving us a new dark green denominator. So now that we have a single improper fraction with our new numerator and denominator, we simply divide 525, which is our new numerator, by 64, which is our new denominator. So 64 goes into 525 8 times, giving us a new whole number. There is a remainder left over of 13. So we'll place the remainder over the denominator, giving us our solved answer of 8 13/64. So here's what that looks like. 525 divided by 64 again goes in 8 times evenly. 13 is your remainder, and it goes over that original denominator of 64. So that is how we solve for multiplication. If there was a case where we could reduce either 13 or 64 by a greatest common factor, we would do that. 13 being a prime number, though, there's no number that goes in as the greatest common factor for 13 and 64. So moving on to division. Division of mixed numbers is very similar to multiplying. Again, first thing we're going to do is identify the parts of the problem. We've got our whole number, the red number. That's our number in front of the fraction. The numerator, the number on top of the fraction, and the denominator, or number on the bottom of the fraction. So same thing here, whole number, numerator, denominator. We've got our division sign. On the right side then we also have another whole number, numerator, denominator. So we've identified the parts of the problem. We're going to use a different equation here, so we're going to do 2 1/4 divided by 1 3/4. So in order to solve, well first, here's our problem, 2 1/4 divided by 1 3/4. So in order to solve for division, it's very much like multiplication. Easiest way to solve is by first converting the mixed number into an improper fraction. Again, an improper fraction being a fraction where the number on top is bigger than the number on the bottom. So to do this, again, we multiply the denominator, or that green number on the bottom, by the whole number, the big red one, And then we will add the numerator, the blue one on top, giving us a new numerator for the improper fraction. So again, we've got green times red plus blue, giving us purple. So this is where things get different. So division of mixed numbers, we multiply the first improper fraction by the inverse, or the opposite of the second improper fraction. So to do this, all we're going to do is flip the second fraction. We're going to flip the numerator and denominator. So here you see, instead of 9/4 times 7/4, we go ahead and flip that second part of the equation to make 4/7. So now that we have the inverse in the second part of the equation, we're going to work it just like multiplication. So now we multiply the first fraction's numerator by the second fraction's old denominator to get our new numerator. Then we're going to multiply the first fraction's denominator by the second fraction's numerator to get our new denominator. So purple times green, we're going to get light purple. And then green times purple, and we're going to end up with our dark green, which will make a little bit more sense here in just a second. So now that we've got a single improper fraction with our new numerator, we go ahead and reduce that. So what happened was we ended up with 36 over 28 when we did the math. So 28 goes into 36 one time evenly as a whole number with a remainder of 8. So again, we're going to take the remainder and place it over the original denominator. That's going to give us an answer of 1 8/28. But this is not the end of the problem, just like we discussed earlier. This can actually be reduced. It has a greatest common factor. Both 8 and 28, the biggest number that will go into both of those is 4. So we can actually reduce 8/28 down to 2/7. So our whole number remains the same. But our fraction is going to change in our solved answer. So our solved answer is 1 2/7. And you see that here, 36 divided by 28, 1 2/7. So that was solving for mixed numbers, multiplying and dividing mixed fractions. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.